Hi, welcome to the module 6 built-in functions and command line arguments in Python. In this module we discuss the all Python built-in functions and how to handle command line arguments in Python. Now open the Jupyter notebook using your command prompt and use the command Jupyter space notebook and hit enter. Choose the path where you want to save your Jupyter notebook file. For example, desktop, Python folder, click on new, Python 3. Now first list out all Python keywords. Now how to list out all Python keywords using keyword module. How to use the module in Python by using import keyword along with module name. In Python you can use any module. First import the module by using import keyword along with the module name and you can use it. Click on run. Here the keyword module contains the kw list attribute. Here you can check dir keyword and click on run. Here the kw list, you can directly use keyword module dot kw list. It returns the all Python keywords. Here these are the Python keywords. Now we can also check length. Keyword dot kw list. This tells about how many keywords available in Python. Click on run. Here the total 36 keywords in Python. Now we discuss with the built-in functions in Python. The functions are two types. First one is built-in function and second one is user defined function. The built-in functions are already defined in the Python library. The user defined functions are defined by user. Now check all the built-in functions in Python. Use the built-ins module. Click on run. You can use the dir. You can directly use the module name. And click on run. Here it returns the all the errors and along with the built-in functions. Here these are the built-in functions in Python. Now we can see one by one. These are the built-in functions in Python. You can also click on run. Here now we discuss the ABS function. What is the ABS? It is the absolute value of your given argument. Now how to use it? You can any built-in functions you can directly use function name. Here you can pass any value, for example 10. Click on run. Here it returns the absolute value of your given argument. You can also check ABS of -10. It returns the absolute value of -10 is 10. Here you can also use floating point also. Click on run. Here you can also minus 10.0, it returns 10.0 because absolute value is 10.0. Here you can also use 1 minus 9.0. Click on run. Here this also applies the arithmetic operations in the ABS. First 1 minus 9, here 1 minus 9, that is the 8. The result is 8.0. The minus 8.0. ABS of minus 8.0 is 8.0. Then this is 8.0. Now next built-in function, all. The all function tells about it returns true when all your object data true. For example, A is the one list. A contains all the your object items are true, it returns true, otherwise false. You can use directly all function. You can pass the object. How to pass object use? You can use a tuple. Click on run. Here it returns false. The all function takes a tuple as a argument and it returns true or false. It returns true when your all the object items are true. Here 1 is the true and 2 is the true and 3 is the true. The false is not yet true. Then it returns the false. Here you can use the again another list 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 0. Here it also returns false because here the all parameter as a tuple, here it returns false because the 0 is equal to the false. The boolean value of false is equal to the 0 as a integer. The true is equal to 1. Here without using 0 or false, here another list is 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4. Here you can use string without any space because it contains the 0 length. Here you can use all of A. It also returns false because here the last item is 0. For example, same as this, you can check length of S. Click on run. Here it is the 0. This is same as 0. Then it returns the false. The all your object items are true, it returns true, otherwise false. For example, A contains 1 comma hello comma true comma and click on run. You can use the all of A. Click on run. Here it returns the true because your all object items are true. Then it returns true, otherwise false. Use any. It returns true. Any one of the your object item is true. It returns true, otherwise false. Here I create another list 1 comma false and use any of A. It takes a tuple as a argument and click on run. Click on run. Here it returns true because here false, here 1 is the equal to true. Any is defined as if any one of the your object item is true, it returns true, otherwise false. For example, A contains 0 comma false. You can use any of your list. Click on run. Here it returns false because your all list objects are false. It returns false. If any one of the your object item is true, it returns true. Now next function is bin. The bin is used for it is convert the binary value of a your given integer value. You can directly use the function bin of. You can enter any value, for example 10. It returns the equivalent to the binary value of your decimal value. For example, the 10 binary value is 1010. Here 0b is the binary. Here you can also bin of 7. It returns 111. Here the 7 binary is 111. The 0b is the binary. The next one is bool. The bool is the boolean value. It returns true or false. For example, bool of 1. It returns true. Bool of 0. It returns false. You can also check bool of 0.5. Click on run. Here this is the not a 0. Then it returns a true. Otherwise false. You can also check bool of true. It returns true. Bool of false. Click on run. Click on run. It returns a false. Here the true indicates 1 and false indicates 0. Here you can also use the floating data because the floating data is not equal to 0. It returns true. Otherwise false. Now breakpoint. Declare one variable x. You can use the breakpoint and click on run. Here what is the breakpoint is this is the Python debugger. It is runs in the Python backend. Here you can enter the x and hit enter. Here for example x is not defined. For example y, hit enter. Here name y is not defined. This is the backend Python debugger works like. What is the meaning of the Python debugger is, for example, without using the breakpoint, this is the your cell. For example, z is the variable. You did not declare anywhere in the code and click on the run. First quit out of the Python debugger, and after you can use this cell. Here the z is not in the anywhere in the your Python book or Python code. Here it returns name error, name z is not defined. How it displays in prompt. The Python debugger is run in Python backend. It will displays these type of errors. In any error, the Python debugger is handles. The module is pdb, Python debugger. Now again explain the Python debugger. Use the breakpoint and click on run. Here this is the your front end. Then you can use the z variable is not declared in anywhere. It displays the name error, z is not defined. These logic is already defined in the Python. Here, for example, you can use the z and hit enter. Here the name error, name z is not defined. This is the backend. The Python debugger is run. The Python debugger is displayed for you. What is happening? The Python debugger identifies the what happening in the cell, and the error will be displayed for you in the front end. That is the Python debugger concept. And quit out of the Python debugger, you can use the quit and hit enter. In next built-in function is callable. Now what is the callable? It checks the if you call a Python object or not. Use the direct built-in function callable. For example, call 1, click on run. Here it returns false because 1 is the value, not a object. Here you can use a callable to pass the list 1, 2, 3, 4 and click on run. Here it also returns false because this is not a object, this is a list creation. Here you can use a callable to pass the Python object. This is the list. Click on run, it returns true. Here you can also callable integer, that is the int. Click on run. You can pass any Python object. If it is a Python object, it returns false. Otherwise it returns if it is any Python object, it returns true, otherwise false. Now use the chr. The chr is used for it returns the character value of your given ASCII value. For example, 65 is the ASCII value. It returns the 65 equivalent to the ASCII character. Click on run. The 65 ASCII character is A. And you can also check 97. The 97 is the A. Click on run. In the next function, del attr, it is used for delete the attribute in your class. For example, your class name is A. Here your class contains the variable x. This is the creation of a class in Python. Directly class name. For example, class name is small letter or capital letter. This is the creation of a class in Python, and click on run. Now create a object for your class. Click on run. In class, any attributes are called by obj, that is the object of the class. Use the object dot x. It prints the 7 because the x contains the 7 in the class A. Now use the del attr of. Here first parameter is your class name and second parameter is your attribute name. Your attribute name must be passed by string format, and click on run. Now check if the x attribute is found in the class A or not. Object dot x and click on run. Here the A object has no attribute x. In the next built-in function, dict, the dict is the dictionary. For example, store the dictionary in a one variable, declare a d as a dictionary variable. Here this is the declaration of a dictionary and click on run. Here you can also type of d, click on run. Now how to pass key into the dictionary? Here you can directly pass key equal to some value and click on run, and you can directly access the, for example, print a dictionary. The dictionary contains the key name. You can directly access the value based on key. This is the dictionary, and use the dir. This is the directory. If you want to see your module directory in the previous cell, use the keywords. It returns the all the methods and magic methods for keyword module. Then you can use it anywhere in the your modules. The dir tells about, it gives the information about your modules. And again keyword.kw list, click on run. Sorry, dir of built-ins, click on run. In the next built-in function is div mod. Explain most used built-in functions. The div mod returns the quotient and remainder. Here you can use div mod, pass the two values, click on run. It returns the quotient and remainder, and use the enumerate. The enumerate is used for enumerate your object. For example, it adds a count to your object. For example is for I in enumerate of. Here you can pass one list. The enumerate is adds a counter to the your object items. Now print I, click on run. Here these are the your Python items, sorry, your Python list items 1 2 3 4 hello. Here this is the 0 is the first counter value, the 1 is the counter value, 2 is the counter value, 3 is the counter value, 4 is the counter value. It adds a counter value to the every item in the your passed object. Now next evaluation, that is the EVAL. For example, x equal to 7. Use the evaluation. For example, x plus 10. The using the evaluation, it works a string expressions. It executes the string expressions. Click on run. Before the x contains 7, after add a 10, x contains, sorry, it evaluates the 7 plus 10. It evaluates the string expression. Without evaluation, if you want to add, x is the integer value and 10 is the string value, click on run. Here it returns error like unsupported operand types, that is the integer and string. In the next function is exec. It is the execution of your Python statements in dynamic way. How to use it? You can use the exec of it. Also pass the strings. For example, a equal to every statements ended with the semicolon. For example, b equal to 5. Now print the a plus b and click on run. Here it returns the 7. The next function is float. The float is also to convert the any data into the floating type. For example, float of 1, click on run, it returns the 1.0. Float of 10, it returns the 10.0. Now next function is format. The format is used for to print the your output with specified format. For example, the format supports index value, placeholders and name index. For example, x contains the 10. Now print your x with format is use the placeholder dot format method. Here you can pass the x. Here the format of x, the x value will be passed into the placeholder and click on run. Here the 10 will be print. Here another way is print use the name index dot format of. Here you can use whatever name is specified in the placeholder. For example, data. You can specify data equal to x and click on run. Here your data will be 10 and use the index value. Here use the index value is 0 dot format of pass the x. If you have a two variables, for example y equal to 20, here you can use the another placeholders and pass the index value, that is a 1, x comma y. The first x will be moved into the 0th index and the y will be moved into the first index and click on run. Here the 10 and 20 will be printed. The next function is get attr. The get attr is the get attributes in the your class without creating your object for a class. The class is the a. Here the class contains the attribute is x. Click on run. You can use the directly get attr of first to pass the your class name and second parameter is your attribute name. The attribute name must be passed in string format. Click on run. Here the x contains 10 in the a class. And next built-in function is has attr. Use the has attr pass the first parameter as a class name and second parameter as a attribute. It checks the particular attributes belongs to the A class or not. In the A class, the X attributes is found, it returns true, otherwise false. Click on run. Here it returns true because the class A contains X attribute. And another function is hash, and we can pass any type of data here. For example, I pass a class name, it returns the hash value. The hash function backend, the hashing algorithm is run. Click on run. Here this is the hash value of your class A. And the next function is help. The help is used for to get the information about modules and functions and methods and any type of data you need. You can use the help function in Python. Here use help, click on run. Here it returns the help prompt. Here you can use any data type, for example str. Click on run. Wait, I execute another way. Help of str, click on run. It takes time for that. The help function takes a time for loading the modules. I explain help function in IDLE. Here use the help. This is the, it returns a help prompt. Here you can use any function or any type of Python object, any type of data you want, and hit enter. Here it returns the documentation for you. What is the string and what are the available methods and what are the magic methods, and all the documentations the help module will be provided for you. And you can quit out from the help prompt. You can use the quit. This is the built-in function, and hit enter. This is the normal prompt. Now another built-in function is hex. This is the hexadecimal value of your given value, for example 10. Click on here. The 10 hexadecimal value is A, and use the ID. It returns the ID of any type of data. For example, I pass the A, that is the class name. Oh sorry, A is not defined. Pass any data, for example 100. Click on run. It returns the ID for your entered data. This is not used in anywhere. And next function is input. The input is takes a input in dynamic way. For example, input enter data. and click on run. This is the dynamic way. For example, enter 10. This is the integer data and hit enter. But A contains the string data. This is the string data. You can also check type of A. Click on run. Here the A contains string data because the input takes a default data as a string type of data. Now you can use the int. The int is the integer value. It converts the any type of data into integer data. For example, int of 10.0. Click on run. Here it returns the integer data. In this example, how to convert string to integer. Here use variable, use the integer of input. It defaults take a string data and after convert the string data into the integer data and click on run. Enter data, for example 10, and hit enter. Here A contains 10 is the integer data. You can also check type of A. It returns the integer. The next function is isInstance. The isInstance is tells about your object is belongs to the particular class or not. Is instance of, here you can use, for example 0 comma, I mention the class as a integer. Click on run. Here 0 is the integer. The 0 is belongs to the integer class, that is true. And use the isInstance of, for example 0 comma str. Click on run. Here it returns the false because the 0 is belongs to the integer class, but we mention the string class, that is it checks the 0 is not equal to string class, then it returns the false. For example, we discuss the is subclass. For example, we have a two class, for example class A and class B. Here y equal to 20. Click on run. Here this is the class A, this is the class B. The class B is the subclass of class A because the A is inherited to the class B. This is the inheritance. I explained the class concepts in the object oriented module. Now we can use is subclass of B comma A. Click on run. Here it returns true because the B is the subclass of the class A. Now use the iter. It is the iterator. It is the iteration of your object. For example, iter of, you can pass a one string and click on run. Here A contains the iterator object. This is the iterator object. You can use the for loop for printing the iterator object. You can directly pass a print I. Click on run. Because the iter is the iterator object without using the for loop or while loop. It is the iterating the every value in the given object. You can also use the next of A. Click on run. The data will be printed. I again use the A equal to iter of hello. Click on run. Here you can use the next of A. Click on run. Here it returns the H. because it first iterates the h index value. It is the zeroth index. First iterates the zeroth index after first index. Call the a only because the a contains the iterator object, and you can use the next of a and use the next of a again and next of a. This is the your hello data. After you want to use again next of a, it returns the stop iteration because your all iteration object data is displayed. Then no more data is there, you can stop iteration. The next function is map. The map takes the two parameters. The first parameter is function or which type of data you want. The second parameter is iterable or function. You can use the split here. It is the iterable. It takes the iterable data along with the default space and convert into the integer. For example, a comma b. Now click on run. Here enter a data. For example, 4 space 5. This is the iterator. You can enter any number of data, and this is the int function to convert the input data into integer data and store into the declaration of variable, and hit enter. Here a contains 4, b contains 5. Now use the minimum of your passed object. For example, I pass a list object. It checks the minimum of your list and also check maximum of your list. Click on run. The next function is OCT, that is the octal. It returns the octal value. Click on run. You can pass any value, it returns the equivalent octal value, and you can use the ORD. This is reverse of the CHR. Here you can pass a, it returns the equivalent ASCII value. Click on run. Here it returns the 97 because the a ASCII character is equal to the 97 ASCII value, and use the PW function. The PW function takes 3 arguments. The third argument is optional. The first argument is this is the 2 power 3. Here it returns the 8. If you want to pass, third argument is the mod. For example, 2 comma 3 comma 1. Here the first 2 arguments returns 8. Here 8 mod 1. Click on run. Here it returns 0. How the function is works like, it checks the power of 2 comma 3, returns 8. After it checks the again within the function 8 mod 1, it returns 0. Then you can use the 1 8 mod 1. Here the 2 3 returns 8. After the another argument is mod of the your 2 power 3, it returns the 0. You can also check here 8 mod 1. Click on run. And the next function is open. The open is used for open any file. For example, your desktop contains or in your system contains any file, you can use the open. First pass the parameter as your file name. For example, a.txt. The file is text file. The mode is, if you want to write data into the file, you can use the write mode. If you want to read the data into the text, you can use the read mode. This is the open function. Now next built-in function is str. Str is the string. Here str is the string. For example, you can use the str. Here type of s is the string. If you have a handle with the strings, you can use the str. For example, s is the hello. This is the string. Click on type of s, it is a str, and use the tuple. Use the tuple. For example, this is the tuple creation. Click on run. You can use the type of a, it returns a tuple. Now finally use the function zip. The zip function is used for zip the your all objects passed as a arguments. For example, for in zip of, you have a pass two lists here. For example, you can pass any number of data your wish. Here 1 2 3 4 in the first list, and the second list contains hello, hi, and welcome, and print I. It returns the tuples. Click on run. Here it returns the tuples. Here the first list contains the first item, and the second list contains the first item is zipped first. Then it returns the tuple 1 comma hello. In the next time, that means second iteration, the second item in the first list, the second item in the second list, that is the 2 comma hi. In the third iteration, 3 comma welcome. In the fourth iteration, the first list contains the 4, in the second list contains the no data, then it will be skipped. These are the basic built-in functions in Python. In the next video, we discuss with the command line arguments in Python. Thank you for taking the time. Good luck.